What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Jag, back at it again with another vlog. Welcome back to the VIP Action / KDM Culture PH channel. And today we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown about the stuff that I had done recently to the car for the VIP Action version 2.0. So today we're going to go into a little bit of detail about the body kits I had put on, the recent air suspension that I had put on. So I'm just giving myself enough time to kind of play with everything, get everything settled, and get everything dialed in as best as I could. And yeah, today I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, elaborate a little bit more about the parts that I got, the parts that's on the car, and we'll give this car an overall a new look. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. This is the new update for 2.0. Let's go. I'll be right back. All right, boys, here we are. Got a little bit of sunshine today, so let's take a quick look. Our VIP Action version 2.0. Let's see, we got it dropped. Try to get the fitment dialed in as best as I could, but this is what we're working with for now. And in a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and elaborate on the kits that I had installed, the chin, the side skirts, the trunk spoiler, and the roof spoiler as well. It's a good angle, but yeah, she's sitting low, all right. The rear has about a 1 finger gap. The front, it's a very little gap. I don't even think you can put a bill in there if you try to, but that's how it looks, pretty much aired out as at this moment. So eventually, if we get tired of this look, you can go ahead and lower it down some more, mess with it a little bit. But I'm actually enjoying this ride, this height right now, aired out. I mean, I think it looks pretty dope. Looks pretty good. All right. But here, actually, let's get right into it. So, as I mentioned before, we have the Verna extended ducktail here. Let's get a good look at it. It's fairly wide. Okay. And we got the roof spoiler over here. This is not from Verna Pilipinas. This was actually bought online, but I'm pretty sure it was sourced straight from Korea because the fitment is perfect. Alright, and now for the skirts, as you can see here, we got the side skirts. Now these skirts are generally made out of fiberglass, but I had them put a reinforcement bar on the bottom. It's like a tubular piece of metal, so that way it'll be a little bit more durable. I don't have exactly a point where I can show it to you without raising the car up a little bit. Oh, here you go. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a frame right here. It's a tubular frame that goes all the way straight down. Let me see if I can focus on that. There you go. See, it's a hollow tubular frame, square frame that goes all the way down to the length of the side skirt. That way, it'll be a little bit more durable. So just in case I hit something, I bump into something, I'll scrape my side skirts. They won't crack on me, at least not right away. And of course, here we have the Verna chin. Sought after Verna chin. And for those of you who may not know, these kits that I'm talking about, they're not publicly out for sale, so you won't be able to get them right away. You actually have to be a part of the Verna Pilipinas Group before you are eligible to purchase any of these body kits that I am mentioning right now, except the roof spoiler. That you'd be lucky if you can still find that online. But other than that, that's all we've got for the body kits. So I think it gave the car a completely new look. This version 2.0, I'm definitely feeling it, definitely enjoying it. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty dope. Definitely transformed the look of the car. All right. And next we can go ahead and talk about the air suspension that I've got. Let me be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are now. We're going to talk about the air suspension that I've recently had installed on the car. Focus. So this is a manual air suspension setup by none other than Concept Air Suspension and Fabrication. They did a pretty dope job, pretty clean setup, pretty clean installation, I should say. As you can see, the wires are all tucked neatly. The compressor is a silent type pump, works pretty well. I would say, since it is still fairly new, it doesn't take more than a couple minutes, more than a minute or two to fill up the tank. And this tank, kind of cute. It's pretty small actually. It's a 1.5 liter tank, but I like the way it's laid out, because it's a little bit wider, it's a little bit slimmer, but it's a little bit wider, which is what I actually prefer instead of the stubby and short ones. And I have them mounted on the trunk instead. That way it just gives it a little bit more better presentation in my opinion. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and play with the settings a little bit. What do you guys say? So on the inside of the car, I have a remote as well. And this is the handheld remote that I've got. Let me zoom in. See? And this is just simple, four settings. Top one is for airing the front up. Second button is for airing it down. And then this one, the third button, is for airing the rear side up. And then fourth one is for airing it down. I'll give you a little bit of a demo in a little bit, but let me go ahead and just show you what I have done to the interior. I haven't had the interior fixed yet because me and the interior guy couldn't come to an agreement, but we're gonna go ahead and get that sorted out shortly. But you see I had mounted the remote here with a double-sided tape. That way it's a little bit more easy to access, a little bit more convenient. But let's go ahead and give it a try, shall we? So for these bags that I've got on, I believe there are slim bags installed on there. But let's go ahead and play with it. See, press the top part up. Lift the top car. And I also got a air pressure gauge on the top left corner on my dash here. It goes up to 110 or 112 psi, I believe, for the max lift. See, I'm just pressing it right now so that way I can get the max lift. And let's go ahead and do the rear ones up too. If you can't tell, the rear compressor is running right now. I don't know if you can get a good if you can hear it too good, but it's fairly quiet in my opinion. It's not that annoying. I thought it was going to be a lot more louder, but it's not. Let's go and lift the rear up as well. See, raises up pretty quickly if needed. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at these bags here. See, slim type, and it's like a monster truck now. But the reason why I have this much clearance is because I don't have it dropped all the way down to the ground, so it sits right on top of the tire. So that way, when you air it all the way up, it has a lot more clearance. And on the rear, I don't know if you can see the rear bag as well, but it's right over there. It's trying to zoom in and focus. So it's a slim type bag as well. Car's a little bit dirty, but I tried to clean it up as best as I could before this video. But yeah, well, there it is right now. I'm going to just take a step back, and for you to air out you have to use the remote, I guess press it simultaneously or at the same time. The second and fourth button to air them both out. And give me a second, let me go in and set the camera up real quick so that way we can get a air out using the remote as well. Be right back. Alright, now we're going to go in and play with the remote a little bit. See, I'm just trying to see if I can focus it. So we're going to be pressing the second and fourth button here in a second, so that way you can see it air out. Alright, just try to do it right here on the side of you, so that way it's not on the way. Alright, try to see if I can press it simultaneously, if it won't be too much of a problem. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's drop this. Yeah, that's sounds pretty satisfying, right? But as of right now, that's as low as she'll go. But for me, like I said, I mean, hey, it looks pretty good from what I'm looking at, so no complaints here from my end. What do you guys think? Alright guys, here we are inside the car. We're just going to do a quick demo of the system from the inside. As you can see, the air pressure gauge, let me see if I can get a closer look. It's both on 0. That means I'm both aired out in the front and in the rear. And like I said earlier, this is where I had the remote put, or I put that there myself, so that way it's easy access. Accessibility for me would be a little bit easier when I'm shifting gears, when I need to lift the car up and such. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and try to put some air in the tank and remain quiet, so that way you can at least try to hear the pump as it works, the silent type pump, which in my opinion is not really that loud, but let's go ahead and get to it. So for it to start working, of course, just got to put a little bit of air, so let's go ahead and raise the car up a little bit. There's the pump in the back. It's kind of pointless me pointing it down there, but let's go ahead and lift the back up as well. Alright, you can see the gauge changing in real time, adjusting. See, every time I click the button, it raises it up. And I usually try to ride around, let's say low 70s, high 60s on the front, and probably around 40s, low 40s to high 30s in the rear, so that way the drop is just right. And when I'm on a good road, of course, but if I'm on an unfamiliar road, yeah, I'll raise it up like it's a stock height, so I'll probably go about up to as high as mid to high 70s or even low 80s, and then the rear I just bump it up to like mid 40s or 50s. But let's take a look at it the way it sits right now. So it's at 6840 if I'm not mistaken. But the front here, let's see, what do we got? Actually, that's just a finger and a half, so that's fairly low already. And on the rear, see, 40 is already too high. What is this, like a 3-finger gap? I'm thinking 3.5. So we might need to drop it down a little bit just to get a clear look when I'm rolling. But yeah, that's how it is. I still gotta play with the settings a little bit. Like I said, I just got this a couple of days ago, so I'm still familiarizing myself with the actual settings, so that way I don't scrape my lips, or scrape my lip, not my lip, and my side skirt, because I kind of did that already, so it's a little bit too late for that. But thankfully I have that bar in the bottom, so it's not completely ruined. But yeah, so this is my usual ride height. Actually, the bottom should be a little bit lower, and just drop it down. See, changing in real time. So now it's at high 30s, low 70s. I think this will work. We're going to take one more look, that way just to be sure. So now it's still a 3-finger gap in the rear. front's a little bit higher as well. I think we could probably put 2 fingers in there now. Yep. So we're all good in the front. Fender liner's kind of just sticking out here, but we'll get that tucked in there sometime. Anyways, I think that's a good ride height. I'll drop it down a little bit to the rear, and I'll be good to go. See, it was at 70, but then I got in the car, so it adjusted a little bit, went down to the lower 70s, and just bump it up a little bit. Drop the rear down. So it's just simple to tap and click, and it will be Gucci. You'll be good to go. So it's a quick shot of the interior. Pardon the interior, it's a little bit more dirty, but it's just a quick video I made. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. I'll just give you a quick little breakdown of the stuff that I had done to the car. What do you think? I think it transformed the car a lot. There's definitely some improvements on my part, I would say. Just overall look and the drop of the car, it looks beautiful to me now. I mean, it was beautiful already, but now it's just took it to a whole nother level. So let me know what you guys think. You know, drop a comment or 2, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribe yet. We'll be trying to push out more KDM content, more content about my car, as well as I continue to do upgrades. I think there's a few more things I need to do to this car, like the interior, headliner, that sort of thing. But for the most part, the exterior, I would say, is almost done. So thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate the support. I'll see you guys on the next one. It's your boy Jag, and like I always say, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. I'm out. Peace. Waking up in